So in today's practicals, we are actually going to learn about while taking the room service order, what all the things we'll have to keep in our mind. And before doing that, we must have to have enough knowledge about the basic room service menu. So here is a sample about the room service menu. So here, if you will see on the top of it, here it has been written the breakfast timing, and it starts from 7 till 10:30 a.m. And here in the first section, it is continental breakfast. The continental breakfast, as we know very well, includes seasonal fresh fruit juices, any kind of in breakfast rolls, along with any hot beverages. So if any guest wants to place an order for continental breakfast, you will have to ask very specifically from the guest, sir, in the juice, what kind of in juices you want. Like in the fresh juice, we have orange or pineapple, and in the Tetra Pak juice, we have mango and tomatoes. Likewise, while taking the order for the breakfast roll, also you will have to be very clear to the guest, sir, what kind of an breakfast rolls do you want to have? We have croissant, we have muffins, we have Danish, we have brioche, we have bagel, we have donuts, we have cinnamon rolls, XYZ. So whenever the guest is going to pick any one kind of an bread, like the guest is going to say, I want to have the croissant, then you'll have to jot down or note down that particular orders. At last, you'll have to specifically ask from the guest, sir, in tea, we have Darjeeling tea, we have Assam tea, we have Nilgiri tea. So what kind of an tea do you want? We have English breakfast tea also. Likewise, in the coffee, you will have to present all the options that can be given to the guest. Like the guest can have the Americano coffee, which is the black coffee. The guest can have the espresso also. The guest can have the cappuccino also. And at the end, once you have taken the order for the continental breakfast, it is the duty of the room service order taker to repeat the order by saying, sir, I have taken your room service continental breakfast order. You have, in the juice, you want to have the orange juice. In the breakfast rolls, you want to have the croissant. In the tea, you want to have the Assam tea. Likewise, same is the case with a la carte also. Here the first part is the juice. Whenever the guest wants to have any kind of in juice, you will have to tell all the options which are available with you. In case of in fresh fruit also, you will have to tell all the options. Here breakfast basket means breakfast rolls are there. Here some of the names of the breakfast rolls has been given. Apart from that, there could be a number of an others examples also. Like that, there can be bagel with cream cheese. There can be donuts. There can be cinnamon rolls. There can be Danish. There can be muffins. There can be croissant, etc. Likewise, whenever the guest wants to place an order for the cornflakes or porridge or any kind of in cereals, in the cereals also there could be a number of varieties. In the cereals, the guest can place an order for the oatmeal. The guest also can place an order for the muesli, or maybe the porridge, maybe the cornflakes, choco flakes, wheat flakes, rice krispies. So whenever any of the cereals order has been taken, along with that you will have to ask from the guest, sir, you want to have cornflakes with hot or cold milk, and will have to serve accordingly. So again we are going to deal with some more items of the European breakfast. So here the boiled egg, fried egg or poached egg can be served, and these basically boiled egg, fried egg or maybe the poached egg are basically the two eggs orders, and the basic accompaniments are grilled tomatoes, hash brown potatoes. And here we are going to provide two slices of an toast as an accompaniment. So while taking these orders, we'll have to be very much clear. So the guest wants to have white bread toast or whole wheat bread toast. Next is moving to the scrambled egg. Here in the scrambled egg, there is one slightly twist. Here, along with asking for the choice of the slice of toast, we will have to keep three options to the guest. Like scrambled egg can be served with bacon, it can be served with ham, it can be served with sausages. So, out of these three, any one thing can be served. And in these sausages also we can provide two options to the guest. The guest can have the chicken sausages or the guest can have the pork sausages. The bacon and ham are basically the basically comes from the pork only. So while taking the order of the scrambled egg, we'll have to ask from the guest, sir, would you like to have scrambled egg with bacon or ham or sausages? If the guest is going to pick the sausages, then again we'll have to make the point very clarify, like, sir, would you like to have the sausages which is of chicken, or you want the pork sausages? Likewise, while taking the 3 egg fluffy omelette orders, you will have to ask from the guest, sir, would you like to have plain mushroom, cheese, bell pepper, or tomato omelette? If the guest is going to pick, okay, serve me mushroom and cheese omelette, then you'll have to take that order. Along with that, you will have to take the preference of the slice of toast. In the slice of toast, again, the basic order will be either whole wheat bread toast or white bread toast. If we talk about the waffles and pancakes, both waffles and pancakes, the basic accompaniments that served along with it would be butter, honey, maple syrup, and strawberry syrup. And moving to the last, whenever the grilled sausages and hams are served, it is supposed to be served with grilled tomatoes and a hash brown potato. There is one more thing that has been left out. Whenever you are serving the omelette has also to be served with grilled tomatoes and hash brown potatoes as the basic accompaniments, along with serving the 2 slices of toast. Next, we are moving to the Indian breakfast. In the Indian breakfast, the first very common Indian breakfast is puri bhaji. And in any Indian breakfast, if any a la carte puri bhaji order will be there, we'll have to serve 2 pieces of puri along with bhaji in a bowl, and along with that you will have to serve mixed Indian pickles in small monkey dish. Likewise, if the guest is going to have any stuffed paratha, maybe plain paratha or aloo paratha, so generally along with it, the basic accompaniments are, you'll have to serve 2 pieces of stuffed paratha along with 1 bowl of curd, and again mixed pickle in monkey dish. If the guest is going to prefer any South Indian dish like plain dosa, masala dosa, idli, or vada, for plain dosa we give just single piece only. For masala dosa also we give single piece only. If there is a question of idli, then we give 2 pieces of an idli. For vada also we give 2 pieces of an vada. Along with it, along with any South Indian breakfast items, the basic accompaniments will be, you will have to give sambar in a bowl, you will have to give tomato chutney and coconut chutney. Moving to the next South Indian dish, which is uttapam. The basic accompaniments of it for the uttapam will remain the same. It will be sambar in a bowl, tomato chutney and coconut chutney in 2 separate monkey dish with 2 teaspoons and 2 saucer as an underliner with doily papers. And while taking the order of an uttapam, we'll have to ask from the guest whether the guest wants to have plain uttapam, masala uttapam, tomato uttapam, or onion uttapam. Here the masala doesn't means it will be too spicy. Here the masala simply means it will be a kind of an uttapam with an assorted vegetables. While taking the order of any of the Indian breakfast items or any of the European breakfast items, you will have to do the upselling. While doing the upselling, you will have to ask the guest to go with any kind of an hot beverages. Basically, in the breakfast times, it can be a pot of tea also. It can be a pot of coffee also. It can be any kind of an health drinks like Bonvita, like hot chocolates or Horlicks. Next, we are moving to the main course, lunch and dinner items. Here, the timing for the lunch has been given. It is from 12 to 3 p.m. and the timing for the dinner is 7:30 to 12 midnight. So, in between 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m., generally the snacks items are supposed to be served through the room service. So, first cuisine that we have picked is the Chinese cuisine. In the Chinese cuisine, the first we are dealing with the soup. Here, 2 different variety of soup has been given. One is the non-veg soup, that is sweet corn and chicken soup. Second is the sour and the pepper soup. One thing always keep in your mind is, like if we talk about the continental soup, the basic accompaniments that we serve is the bread rolls and butters. But here, when we are serving the Chinese soup, we'll not have to serve any kind of bread rolls and butter along with it. Rather than that, we will have to serve the chili sauce, soya sauce, and chili vinegar. So these are the three basic accompaniments we'll have to serve in Chinese condiments dish. Now moving to the non-vegetarian main course, here it is battered fried chicken in garlic sauce. In the vegetarian, we have vegetable hakka noodles. In the veg and non-veg section, we have vegetable or egg fried rice. So these things are supposed to be served along with the again the three basic accompaniments that will be chili sauce, soya sauce, and chili vinegar. Why we have been continuously dealing with all these accompaniments? Because once we will actually start doing the tray setup, room service tray setup or room service trolley setup, then we must have to be aware about the different accompaniments that goes along with the different dishes. Next, we are moving to the continental appetizers and the main course. Here, prawn calypso has been written, chili cheese toast has been written, soup. Here, the soup comes, the name of the soups are cream of tomato soup or chicken broth. Here, one more thing is there, whenever we are serving any continental soups, we'll have to serve bread rolls and butter along with it. In the bread rolls, also, generally two different varieties of the bread rolls are served. One is the soft roll, and the another one is the hard roll. Moving to the non-vegetarian main course, here chicken in a pot pie or chicken pot pie is there, which is basically the chicken cooked in a casserole. It is a kind of an earthen pot only, and it is supposed to be served in that kind of an earthen pot in which it is supposed to be cooked. So that's why it is here the term casserole is there. In the vegetarian, we are basically served the baked aubergines or baked brinjal only, and this particular baked brinjal is supposed to be served with the tomatoes and green peppers. It is supposed to be served with tomato and green peppers, and the basic accompaniments will be garlic toast. Next, we are moving to the Indian main course. In the Indian main course, the first is the soup. And here, the soup is the tomato ka shorba. Generally, bread rolls and the butters are not supposed to be served along with any Indian soups, because Indian soup generally are having very light consistency. But yes, as the guest is always right. So in case if the guest wants you to serve any bread rolls and the butters along with the Indian soup also, then we generally don't deny while working in the room service. So moving to the non-vegetarian sections, here the non-vegetarian sections contains murg hawa mahals and mutton bholapuri, or maybe any Hyderabadi biryani gosh with raita. So there is very important thing over here is, whenever we are taking any main course gravy items of Indian origin, again I'm repeating, whenever we are taking any Indian main course gravy items of Indian main course, then along with that there are some accompaniments that has to be served as an complimentary. Like we can serve, like we are going to give an option to the guest, sir, would you like to have murg hawa mahal? If the guest will say yes, I want to place an order for murg hawa mahal, then you'll have to ask from the guest, sir, you generally we serve some accompaniments as in complimentary along with the murg hawa mahal, so would you like to have murg hawa mahal with Indian breads? Like you can have two tandoori rotis, or you can have one butter naan, or you can have one portion of rice. So one portion of an rice, or maybe two tawa roti, or maybe tandoori roti, or maybe one butter naan is supposed to be served along with one portion of murg hawa mahal. If as in complimentary, it will not be charged, right? And if the guest feels like one butter naan will not be enough, then we'll have to ask from the guest, so would like to have just only one single butter naan, or may I place one more butter naan order for you? Then if the guest is going to place one more butter naan order, then at the end of billing, the guest is going to just pay. If the guest is going to have two butter naan, so that in the billing, one murg hawa mahal will be there and one butter naan will be there. So one butter naan is supposed to be served as in complimentary to the guest. And this particular thing is not only applicable for the non-vegetarian items, it is equally applicable to the rest of the vegetarian any Indian gravy items also. It can be paneer makhni, it can be your dal makhni. So along with any Indian gravy items, generally we serve two tawa roti, two or two tandoori roti, or one butter naan, or one portion of an rice as in complimentary to the guest. Along with the guest, it is the choice of the guest. The guest can place some more Indian breads or some more rice preparations if the guest will feel like two tawa roti will not be enough. Likewise, if we move on to the Hyderabadi section, so Hyderabadi biryani is there. So we know very well when any kind of an biryani is served, along with that we have to serve raita. So raita or maybe small amount of an green salad will be considered as an accompaniment for any kind of an biryani. So now let's talk about some of the Indian vegetarian main course. Here in the Indian vegetarian main course, there is Matar Paneer curry is there, Dal Masala is there. So whenever any Indian curry item is supposed to be served, we know very well it has to be served along with some complementary accompaniments, and those maybe include two tandoori roti or one butter naan or one portion of an rice, right? If the guest wants to have two butter naan, then the guest can place an order for one more butter naan extra. Next is biryani. We know the basic accompaniments of an biryani. The biryani generally goes quite very well with the raita, and some of the Indian breads are there, and at the last the word has been written, all curry dishes are accompanied with two Indian breads or rice along with green salads and papads. Next is this desert. Some of the continental desert has been written, like black forest jelly cake has been written, fresh fruit salad with cream has been written, your choice of ice creams like vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, pista has been written, or the guest can have any Indian sweets. In the Indian sweets, generally, if the guest placed an order for rasmalai, then generally we serve two pieces of rasmalai. In case the guest is asking for gulab jamun, in the gulab jamun also we generally serve the two pieces. For ice cream also we serve two scoop of an ice creams. So in between the lunch time and the dinner time, generally there would be snacks times, and generally in that particular snacks times, or maybe after the dinner time also, if any guest is going to arrive in your particular hotels during the night time also, so these kind of an heavy snacks can be served to the guest. Here if you will see, burger is there and sandwiches are there. If we are taking an order for the grilled sandwich, we'll have to be very much clear. Sir, would you like to have grilled sandwich? Which variety of the grilled sandwich you want, sir? Here we are having so many different variations. We have ham and cheese also. We have chicken and cheese also. We have tomato and cheese also. We have mushroom and cheese also. We have bacon, lettuce, and tomato also. So these are some of the varieties while taking the order of a grilled sandwich. You cannot directly take an order for the grilled sandwich without asking these preferences. You will have to give these preferences to the guest. But if there is some specific preference of the guest in regard to the kind of the vegetables that you will have to use, then we'll have to go with that only. Like, because while being an order takers, we'll have to be too flexible. Next is, if you are taking plain sandwich also, while taking an order for the plain sandwich also, we'll have to ask which all the ingredients that the guest wants to have in that particular plain sandwich. Whether the guest wants to have the plain sandwich with ham, maybe egg, maybe chicken, maybe cheese, maybe tomato, maybe cucumber, or maybe the combination of two to three. Like if the guest wants to have the plain sandwich with egg and chicken, or maybe the chicken and cheese, or maybe the cheese and tomato, so that preference will be given from the guest side. A very important thing is, all the different variety of burgers and sandwiches are supposed to be served with two basic accompaniments. Those two basic accompaniments will be french fries and coleslaw salad. Along with that, we are going to provide two different variety of the dips. One would be tomato ketchup, another would be yellow colored mustard sauce. Next, it is Colorado Club. It is the type of burger only, and it is hot pepper burger. Again, it is a type of burger only. Sometimes the guests don't want to have any kind of a burger or the pizza or the sandwiches. Rather than that, the guest wants to have something which is light. So in that cases we can like suggest to the guest, like here non-vegetarian canapes are there, vegetarian canapes are there, stuffed batter fried chicken wings with garlic sauce, it is a type of Chinese snack is there, chicken wonton is there, vegetable wontons is there. What is wontons? Wontons are basically a kind of an dim sum only, it kind of an, in a general term we can call it as a type of momos only. At last we are going to deal with some of the beverages, and as I told you right from teaching you the method of room service order taking process, or maybe the responsibility of an order taker, there we had actually learned, like while taking the orders we'll have to do upselling. In case of an upselling, after doing the suggestive selling we'll have to switch on to upselling, and in the upselling generally we'll have to upsell the beverage items. So whenever you are taking the breakfast orders, in that scenario you will have to do the upselling by serving the hot beverages. Along with that, during the other snacks items times or any kind of a meal time, so these kind of some of the very light beverages can be suggested in the upselling. So here the seasonal, again fresh fruit juices are there, Bisler is a type of an bottled water can be there, milkshakes you can suggest, chas basically we call it by the name of buttermilk. So buttermilk can be served while taking the order of an buttermilk also. You will have to ask for specific preference, whether the guest wants to have the buttermilk which is sweet in taste, salted in taste, or masala in taste. We can also suggest cold coffee with ice cream to the guest, or any iced tea, or any kind of an healthy drinks like chocolate, Nescafe, Bonvita, Horlicks, something like that. So in the practical exam also, the slide or the screen will be shown to you. Only the screen will be shown to you the slides we have studied till so far, and you will have to take the orders side by side. So before actually appearing for the you can say that the practical exams, you will have to go through all these slides, and you will have to try your level best not only to mug up the items, the name of the items, but also to understand what all the variations or what all the options will have to suggest to the guest as an accompaniments.